Hello, it's Randi Rhodes. Here's a clip from our show, and go to randyrhodes.com for the whole thing and a podcast. Buy a stinking podcast.
Mary had a little man.
The fault. We believe that all men are created equal.
To the magnificent mosaic that is America.
From radio beacon to radio beacon. I have a dream. Change has come to America.
Believe it.
Knock, knock. Who's there?
It's a figment of your imagination.
Randi Rhodes Show. Turn up your mind.
I will build a great wall on our southern border, and I will have Mexico pay for that wall. Mark my words. On day one, we will begin working on an impenetrable, physical, tall, powerful, beautiful southern border wall. We're going to have a big, fat, beautiful door right in the middle of the wall. So we're going to build the wall. People are saying, do you think Trump's going to build the wall? Trust me, we're going to build the wall. Who's going to pay for the wall?
Mexico!
Who?
Mexico!
I'm not going to pay for that wall. He should pay for it. He's got the money.
Mexican people, we are not going to pay any single cent for such a stupid wall.
We did discuss the wall. We didn't discuss payment of the wall. That'll be for a later date. This was a very preliminary meeting. I said Mexico's paying for the wall with the full understanding that the country of Mexico will be reimbursing the United States for the full cost of such a wall. Okay? We're going to have the wall. Mexico's going to pay for the wall. Really beautiful. Thank you. So I get a call from one of the reporters yesterday, and they said, the president of Mexico said they will not, under any circumstances, pay for the wall. They said to me, what is your comment? I said, the wall just got 10 feet higher.
Oh, the wall is getting bigger and higher and more beautiful and more exciting and more expensive. We're getting a very clear idea now how Trump is going to pay for his wall, and it's basically by getting rid of all the things that actually do keep us safe. They want to take money away from the Coast Guard. They want to take money away from airport security. They want to take money away from FEMA to keep us safe from Mexican toddlers and their mothers. What a good idea. Yay! He actually is going to hurt the fight against illegal immigration. And didn't he say drugs were pouring over the border and it's all about... He actually shifted the Trumpanzees from they hate brown people to no, it's about brown drugs. It's about heroin. That's what it's about. And there's so much stinking heroin in the country that we have commercials on TV now for opioid-induced constipation, meaning people are doing so much of the heroin that they can't take a poop. So here's a new pharmaceutical not covered under Obamacare. Pretty soon to be. Will it be covered under Trump care? No, because these plants don't even have prescription drug coverage. We'll get to that. But, I mean, this is unbelievable. Listen, Donald, you're a liar. You lied about a lot of things, okay? A lot of freaking things. There were no 3 to 5 million illegal voters, okay? There were no... First you said the election was rigged. Now you're saying it wasn't rigged. I don't know, but you told so many freaking lies that Mexicans are rapists and they're murderers and they come here because they don't send their best. Why do you have to keep this lie? Why do you have to why do you have to maintain this? Just give up on the stinking wall idea, okay? You lied about everything else. Don't feel compelled to make the wall come true. Your Trumpanzees didn't take you literally. They took you seriously. Remember, you tried to sell us that piece of swill too. So now he says he's building the wall because he says he would. He said he would, and he's keeping his promises. The GOP is dismantling Obamacare just because they said they would for 7 years. That's the only reason that they're, even trying to promote a new health care bill that takes the health and the care out of the freaking bill. The only promises that the GOP seems to want to keep are the really stupid ones. Yay, congratulations. The GOP party of the stupid, the soon-to-be stupid, and the dumbed down. I can't even believe it. I mean, why? Why would you do this? I really have no idea. But here, the Coast Guard, the TSA cuts, and the cuts to FEMA. Hey, good luck, Oklahoma, after a tornado. Good luck when, FEMA just won't be coming to get you. Heck of a job, Brownie. Remember that? Yeah, we'll be back to that. I can't even believe this. I'm just so freaking amazed. Tornadoes, hurricane. He's also cutting funds for weather forecasting. So you won't know you're about to die. Now, what good is that if you're a prepper? And if you're a Trump voter, you're a prepper. What fun is that if you don't even get to know, weather radar and telling you that you're all about to die? You don't even get into the bunker. You don't even get to open up a can of peas. Can of peas. Seriously, it's no fun. He's cutting everything, every damn thing. And the Office of Management and Budget has put out a little document explaining to people who care to know how Trump intends to pay for this wall. I'm just going to put it out there and then we're going to leave it alone. Okay? That's what we're going to do here today. He wants to cut the Coast Guard by 14%. Now, I don't know if you realize that the Coast Guard is what interdicts immigrants who try to get here by sea and drugs. I don't know if you understand that. The Coast Guard has 41,000 active duty personnel, 7,000 reservists, and 8,500 civilians working, and they are busier than ever. They conduct missions as broad as search and rescue, port security. Remember port security? Well, we have to inspect all these containers, and we can't inspect the containers because we wouldn't have technology to do it. And I'm going, put the radioactive monitors and the drug-sniffing dogs on the cranes that actually lift the containers from the port. Oh, no, that was too simple. But anyway, they say they're busier than ever. They're conducting missions as broad as search and rescue, port security, drug interdiction. They do cybersecurity. For example, in fiscal 26, the Coast Guard intercepted 6,346 undocumented immigrants, patrolled 3.4 million square nautical miles, removed from our country 201 metric tons. A ton being 2,000 pounds. 201 metric tons of cocaine, 52,613 pounds of marijuana, so it won't compete with Colorado's business. And an estimated, that was worth an estimated $5.9 billion, said spokesperson Lieutenant Amy Midget. It also responded to 35 oil and 17 hazardous substance incidents, analyzed and investigated more than 13,000 and 1,800 cyber events, respectively, and conducted 139 airborne intercept missions over the Washington area at the request of the Department of Defense. Hey, let's cut the Coast Guard so he can build a freaking wall to keep us safe from Guatemalan women and children, who, by the way, they're going to separate. In the sickest, Naziest twist I've ever heard to any policy ever. And I'm not the only one now. People in Congress, once it was confirmed by General Kelly yesterday on CNN, the clip I played for you, where they asked him, are you seriously considering separating women and children? And he said, yes, we seriously are. Yes, we are. I can't help it, but yes, we are. Here you go. This is the sickest, most, and I said to you yesterday, just how Nazi are we going to let ourselves get? Just how much are we going to sit back, relax, and enjoy this Nazi little show of deconstructing everything that makes America great, which is everything that makes us good?
Are you, the Department of Homeland Security, considering a new initiative that would separate children from their parents if they try to enter the United States illegally?
Let me start by saying I would do almost anything to deter the people from Central America to getting on this very, very dangerous network that brings them up through Mexico into the United States.
Let me just be precise.
Right.
If you get some young kids who are coming in, manage to sneak into the United States with their parents, our Department of Homeland Security personnel going to separate the children from their moms and dads.
We have tremendous experience in dealing with unaccompanied minors.
Really?
We turn them over to HHS, and they do a very, very good job of either putting them in kind of foster care or linking them up with parents or family members in the United States. Yes, I am considering, in order to deter more movement along this terribly dangerous network.
Son of a bitch. I mean, what are you supposed to say to that? Yes, we are considering separating women and children. Do you know what kind of a harrowing experience those kids must have already have been through to get here so that they could turn themselves in to the border guards so that they could make their claim for asylum, which typically takes 2 years to get heard? And you're going to take these kids who are just so scared to let go of their mommies because of everything they've been through to get here, and you're going to put them in foster care? Government foster care? HHS is very good at it? Okay, so 14% cut to the Coast Guard to keep us safe from women and children. Okay? And then 11% cut to the TSA, which, checks for terrorists coming into the United States by air, which is how they would get here, by air. And then OMB, this Mulvaney dude, this Tea Party psycho, wants to cut 11% from the budget of FEMA that responds to natural disasters and floods and hurricanes and freaking tornadoes. Now, I will tell you, even the GOP, even the people inside the GOP, they're starting to run the hell away from this guy. One of them, who didn't identify himself, well, yes, he did. This is an admiral, okay? This is an admiral, James Loy. He is the former Coast Guard commandant, and he was the Deputy Homeland Security Secretary. He also was TSA administrator under W, and he said, "This is la-la land. It's ignorant of what constitutes national security," said retired Admiral James Loy. He said, "As you harden the land border, you open up the maritime border, and it makes no sense. You're going to have this balloon effect." Loy and others say hiring more border agents and building a wall are likely to increase the need for guarding ports and coastlines. And they say the Coast Guard, which intercepted more than 6,000 illegal immigrants, just gave you the exact figures, in 2016, is already overtaxed in interdicting illegal drugs and people from Central and South America while defending ports of entry against terrorist attack. And they say under the current budget, we can't afford to buy the ships we need, the new helicopters we need. And as you start to, do stuff on the land borders, of course, people are going to hop in a boat. Somebody take a look at the map, Central America. Look at the map. See what's in between the southern states and Central America? It's called water. This is why everybody thinks Costa Rica is an island. It is not an island. It's a country in Central America. And I got to tell you, this plan calls for, and the reason why they're cutting all this is because he wants to put $3 billion into customs and border protection, $2.1 billion for immigration and customs enforcement, which is ICE agents, right? And that includes a $1.4 billion boost to help pay for the wall. It reduces high priority replacement fence projects, okay? Oh, I'm sorry. It doesn't replace. It includes $560 million for replacement fencing. $920 million for fixed and mobile surveillance technology. $1.9 billion increase to pay for private prison detention beds. Private prison detention beds. Who do you think's lobbying for this? Hello. $100 million for the first 10% of the 5,000 CBP border agents that he's promised to hire, and another $185 million for the first 10% of the proposed new 10,000 ICE officers. It's a down payment. So he wants to cut the Coast Guard, TSA, and FEMA to make a 10% down payment on hiring all these agents and building some fence and creating these detention beds in private prisons. This is sick. This is sick. The Coast Guard Commandant now, Admiral Paul Zucknuft. Oh, I bet he had a great time in school. Our intelligence is extremely good on the movement of drugs. Where we're really challenged is we just don't have enough resources, enough ships, enough planes to target all the events we know about. He said on the best of days, the Coast Guard, which he wants to cut to protect us from little kids from Central America and their mommies, he said on the best of days, we get intelligence about 10 different events. There are 10 known events of drugs moving across the ocean or across the Gulf or into the United States by boat. And he said he knows of 10 events, except with his current budget, he can target 3. 3 of the 10. This is sick. The Coast Guard is funded by the Department of Homeland Security, which is part of domestic discretionary budget. And the Office of Budget and Management, this Mulvaney creature, he wants to cut $54 billion to pay for the military increase that it would take and the down payment on the salaries, etc., and the Fed to protect us from mothers and children fleeing violence in freaking Honduras and El Salvador. This makes nothing but sense to me, right? Yeah, it's about as good a plan as, this Trump care thing. This is a beauty, too.
Clear for takeoff.
Randi Rhodes Air Force. Air Force. RandiRhodes.com.
Go to RandiRhodes.com for the whole thing and a podcast. Buy a stinking podcast.